Marion Carrillo is a New Mexico talent known for his heartfelt storytelling, humor, and raw honesty in his live performances and songwriting. We're excited to have him here tonight to share his journey, influences, and upcoming shows. Marion, thank you for joining us tonight to talk about you and your music. I'm excited to hear more about it. So I want to start with, what is it about music that makes you so passionate about it?
Yeah, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate this
Absolutely.
opportunity. Uh, so music for me has always been a way to talk about and communicate my emotions. When I was growing up, I really struggled always to articulate what I was feeling inside, but because my parents had a really eclectic taste in music, just a huge variety of things that I grew up listening to, I always had a song or two or 10 that easily explained, at least in my mind,
Yeah.
easily explained what I was going through. And so when I kind of set out and set an intention to start writing my own songs and writing my own music, the goal was to be able to provide that for someone else. So my hope is that, what I used to do at night is to fall asleep, I'd turn on the radio and I'd turn it real, real low, but just enough that I could hear it. And it helped me feel a little bit less alone and a little bit more understood. And so my hope is that someone does that with my music.
That's a wonderful goal. So what were you talked about your parents listened to an eclectic amount of music. So what genres drew to you what music would you listen to?
Yeah, so a lot of what was kind of playing in the car or playing around the home for me was like Meatloaf,
Good.
Billy Joel, Frank Sinatra, James Taylor, just some Carly Simon, people like that. So it was kind of a wide swath of things. And then, musicals, Broadway. Made it their job, made it their point to talk about what it was like to be alive as them or at this time, and they told stories with their music more than anything else. I'm always more interested in a well-written song than a well-produced one,
Yeah.
So like lyricists, people like John Prine, people like Lucinda Williams, Lily Hyatt's a big favorite of mine, and then Todd Snyder is kind of my primary influence when it comes to songwriting. And yeah, these folks, they're kind of on repeat around my house to my wife's chagrin.
And those songwriters, they have a process. Do you have one in your process as you started becoming more of a singer-songwriter?
Yeah, I tend to, kind of my joke on stage, but it's not a joke, is that I write about whatever's giving me anxiety in the moment.
You're going to feel the most out of that.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a lot out of the next few years probably. But yeah, anything that's just playing around in my head and it just won't leave me alone, that to me is a cue that I need to make it rhyme. And so that's what I do is, whatever thing I'm ruminating on, stewing on, I sit down and I'll start with just kind of like a stream of consciousness writing practice, and then take sentences and words and things like that out of it and make those into a rhyme, make that into a song. Eventually I add music somehow, but yeah, I generally find a melody and words long before anything else.
Well, definitely going off the feelings of what you're feeling as you're writing that, you're definitely going to reach that goal of somebody hearing your music and connecting and relating to it. So, what do we have to look forward to when it comes to performances around town?
Yeah, so the next time that someone might see me is going to be with my trio. I've got a fantastic bass player, Clark Libby, and a brilliant lead guitar player, Chris Gutierrez. And we'll be playing at the Cowgirl on March 15th up in Santa Fe from 1 to 3. And that's just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
The Cowgirl's a steady gig for me. I'm there once or twice a month. I love playing there. They love having me. It's a great, good feedback for everyone. Yeah, it works out for everyone. And then in April, I think it's April 5th, I'll be playing with my full band, bass, drums, everything, the whole nine, out at the Lazy Lizard out in Cedar Crest. But then the big thing that's going on is every year in the summertime, my wife and I put on shows in our home. We have a house venue.
Oh, wow.
And we do a summer series of local artists and sometimes touring artists from around the country, all original music, All of the money goes to the artists. We don't keep a dime. And so people can be on the lookout for that through Trapdoor Projects. That's the name of our venue. And so that'll be June 28th, July 26th, August 23rd, and September 27th will be the shows this year. And we'll be announcing those artists probably in mid-May.
That sounds exciting. Yeah, I want to know more about that one. So where can people learn more about you, that event, and everything else that's coming up?
Yeah, so folks can find me anywhere under the More the Marion. That's the easiest thing to search for. Instagram, any of those. Instagram's kind of the primary thing where I post. And then there's my website, marioncarrillo.com. And then for the house venue stuff, that's all under Trapdoor Projects, which is TRPDR on Instagram. And so, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Marion, thank you again for coming out tonight and talking with us about your music. And we are looking forward to your upcoming projects.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll be back.